Hey everybody, welcome into the first inaugural episode of the New Hampshire Explorer. My name is Nick. I live in Somersworth, New Hampshire with my wife Laura and my two dogs, Barney and May. And I decided to start this channel to explore all that New Hampshire has to offer. I've been a New Hampshire resident for the majority of my life, and I just love this state. There's so much to do no matter what the season is, and there's so much history in this state. It is absolutely incredible. So at the time that I'm starting this series, it is the end of April going into May 2020. We're actually in the middle of the coronavirus pandemic. And another reason I decided to start this channel is I've been stuck inside this house for about the past 2 months. So I decided to go out and do some socially distanced activities, take you guys along for the ride, explore some of the best parts of New Hampshire, the most amazing things to do, and talk about a little bit of the history in these places. So today we're going to explore an area that's actually very close to my house, and that is Willand Pond. Willand Pond is this really cool body of water that borders Somersworth and Dover. It has an awesome trail system, and the history is so amazing. You would not believe what this place used to be. All right, enough of me just sitting here in my garage. Let's go out and explore Willand Pond. Let's go. All right, so we're here at Willand Pond, and this is kind of the weirdest part about this whole area. It's like in the most retail shopping hell that you could ever imagine. I mean, check this out. I just walked like 2 seconds from where I parked. Got your market basket here, dude. Got your liquor store right here. So it's a really weird place, and we're right outside Willand Pond. So you take about a 2-second walk from the liquor store, and then all of a sudden you are transported into the woods. Absolutely beautiful. And there is Willand Pond. So we're going to get into the history of this place a lot more later on, but just to start things out, back in 1890, this was known as Burgett Park, and this used to be the place to be. This place was so happening. They had a ton of things here, including a casino. They had ball fields where baseball teams used to play. They had a stage where bands would perform. They even had a bowling alley out here. And this is the place where people would come to have a good time on the weekends or in the evenings during the summer. It's amazing to actually think about how that was back then and what it is now. All right, so here's the deal. This pond truly does sit right between Dover and Somersworth. Where I parked over on that side of the pond, Somersworth. When you're in the middle of the trail, you can also see on that side, it's Dover. Somersworth, Dover. Somersworth, Dover. Pretty cool. All right, time for a little history. So here is a brief history of Willand Pond and the things that were going on in and around this area. Willand Pond is a 66-acre body of fresh water in the northeast section of Dover and the southwest section of Somersworth. This pond was actually originally called Humphreys Pond, but the name changed to Willand Pond in the early 20th century. The popularity of the pond as a recreation area was spurred by the electric trolley cars that Dover residents would use to ride up to Riverside Garage on High Street in Somersworth. Now Riverside Garage houses the New Hampshire State Liquor Store, but this is the actual original building that was erected as part of this trolley system and ultimately led visitors to the recreation area. Now, this recreation area was originally known as Burgett Park in 1890, and this was shortly after the electric trolley cars began operating. The park was later renamed Central Park. Some of the amenities and things to do in this particular area: the park had a casino, an amusement park, a dance pavilion, a bowling alley, and an outdoor amphitheater where bands would play summer concerts. It also contained baseball fields where teams from all over the area played, and it actually even hosted the Boston Bean Eaters, which was a precursor of the Boston Braves, the team that would later become known as the Atlanta Braves. Now, as development increased around this area, some of the recreational activities started to drop off until it wasn't a recreation area at all anymore, as development encroached on the area more and more until it is what it is today. Now, if you want to learn more about the history of this amazing area, I suggest you go and check out the Somersworth Historical Society and Museum in Somersworth, New Hampshire. They have an entire collection of postcards and photographs and all kinds of documents from this time period. Highly suggest going and checking that out if you want more information on some of the stuff that we've talked about in this video. So the reason that I chose to do this as my first episode, actually two reasons. One is I've never really made videos like this before, and this is close to my house, so I figured if anything went wrong or if I forgot anything, I'd at least be close to home so I could run back and get it. And the second reason is my wife and I, we come out here all the time, so this is a place that I actually go and enjoy as a New Hampshire resident. And as you can tell, it's not very out of the way. So if you're a Seacoast person, this is probably pretty close where you can hop in the car and be here in a couple minutes or under an hour at least. This is a place where we really like to bring the dogs, and you'll meet them in later episodes. I don't think Laura wanted to be around on my maiden voyage here on this vlog, but it's pretty cool. It's 1 mile to get from the Somersworth side to the Dover side. So if you come out here and you walk from Somersworth to Dover and back again, it's a nice little 2-mile hike that you can be sure of exactly how far you went. Now, as far as if you're looking to go somewhere where you're not going to encounter a lot of people, you know, this might not be the place to go. This is a very popular spot. As I mentioned, this is a pretty populated area, so you're gonna find people out here, but the trail system is spread out pretty nicely, and it's not like you're gonna be walking right on top of each other. You know, these outdoor spaces in New Hampshire are really popular right now, with everybody being forced to stay home, and there's a fair amount of people out here, but not like a ridiculous amount. You know, I don't feel like I'm walking with somebody. I've probably seen about a dozen people since I've gotten here, and I'm just about over to the Dover side. So I've officially made it over to the Dover side, completed my 1 mile walk There's a new area over here that they just repaved. It looks like they put in a pumping station over here. And it's really nice over here. You can actually launch your kayaks or canoes over here if that's something that you like to do. There's also a lot of people that go ice skating out here during the winter. And yeah, just a really nice little place to come and check out if you are bored and you live around the seacoast. So how do you get here? Well, you already saw on the Somersworth side. Go and find the market basket, pull into the gas station and the liquor store across the street. That's the access point. If you're coming from the Dover side of things, you want to go up 108 until you see Stratford Farms Restaurant, and the access point is going to be on the right side of the street, pretty close after that. And you know, one of the things that I really love about New Hampshire, and one of the reasons that I chose to do this as the first episode, along with those other reasons that I mentioned before, is that New Hampshire has all these really epically beautiful places like the White Mountains, Mount Washington, the seacoast. There's just so much natural beauty around here. But I think it's also important to realize that in New Hampshire, there's places like this all over the place. Places where you can hop in the car and be there in a couple minutes and be in nature. So I think that that's really important to point out as well. We are going to be going to some of those epic places. Believe me, I'm really looking forward to it. But I think it's really cool that this state has so much to offer, not only in places like the National Forest or the seacoast, but, you know, behind your house, right down the street behind the liquor store, stuff like that. Man, it is so freaking windy out here. I hope that any of this footage is coming out. And it's really cold, man. You know, I love New Hampshire, but it's gotta warm up soon. It's gonna be May soon, and I'm wearing a winter coat. Although it is super sunny, so I guess we can be thankful for that. It's been raining a lot lately. Another cool thing about this place is it has all these cool calisthenics stations set up. So if you want to come out here and get your exercise, run around the lake, you can also do some really cool things like the bar jump, or do some pull-ups, or do the balance beam. I'm not sure who built this stuff, but it's kind of cool that it's here. So if you're sitting around bored and you're socially distanced out, sick of looking at the inside of your house, this is a great place to come. Highly recommend it. Bring your dogs, bring your friends. Well, maybe not bring your friends because we're not supposed to do that right now. Come by yourself, bring your dogs, and get out here to Willand Pond. A great spot. Hope you enjoyed this first episode of the New Hampshire Explorer. If you've got any places that you can recommend where I should go next, let me know in the comments below. I'm really excited to start visiting some places that maybe I've never heard of before and have some historic significance. Just about everything in this state has historic significance, and just really excited to start exploring more in the state that I call home. Have a good day, everybody. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you on the next one. Attention Somersworth Market Basket customers. Today we've got a special, today only, on Monster Energy drinks. Rick is back there by the produce section handing out samples. Go and get yourself one, and as always, here at Market Basket, you get more for your dollar. Thank you.